Hello and welcome to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. In today's episode, I would like to talk about Mr. Kobe Bryant. I kind of try to stay away from the subject, and I only got on that subject because I received a message from someone, and he was telling me how he felt that everything that I've been talking about on my channel should be put on hold and that I needed to focus more on Mr. Kobe Bryant. And I went on to explain to this gentleman that what happened to Mr. Bryant and those other 8 people, words can never explain. That was such a tragedy right there. And again, I said a prayer for each and every last one of those people because that was a terrible accident. And I tried to explain to him that I understood where he was coming from because he was telling me that, people were saying negative things about him and that he hadn't even been buried yet, and they were bashing his name. They were doing this, they were doing that, and I tried to explain to him, people criticized and made fun of and talked about Jesus, but here's the thing. Whoever at this point of time, with what just happened to all of these people in this helicopter crash, if you have that much time on your hands to say anything negative about any of those 9 people, then you're a sick person anyway, and I wanted him to understand that I understand what he's saying, but he said he needed to put all of his time and his energy toward fighting for Mr. Bryant. And, I was kind of confused about that. I'm like, what are you, I'm basically asking him, what exactly are you talking about? Because what I'm seeing is, okay, this is a man that's a little bit upset about something that might have been said about Mr. Bryant. And in this world that we live in today, there's always going to be a troll, or there's always going to be someone out there that's going to say something negative about the deceased. That's just how it is in life. It's always going to be someone that's cold-hearted, that doesn't care about anyone else. So they will start to badmouth him and his family or anyone that was involved. But you can't let that consume you, And so he was telling me that let's set that aside and we're going to come together and we're going to fight against these people, basically about who, these people that are saying all this negativity where Mr. Bryant is concerned. No, I'm not going to entertain that, and I explained that to him. I can't entertain that because it's not worth it. Whatever they're saying is just words. I mean, it's always going to be someone that's going to talk about you or talk behind your back, no matter what the situation might be. It's always going to be someone that's going to talk behind your back. So I can't do that. I don't know if he was disappointed in what I said, but I tried to explain to him. I said, sir, what happened again is a tragedy, but you're asking me to put on hold what I'm doing in my life, put on hold. There's other things also that's going on in the world. You have human trafficking, you have kidnappings, you name it, it's going on. Okay. You have this outbreak of this disease or whatever, this virus that's out there. You have that. You cannot put the world on hold because you want to argue with people about something negative that they've said about someone else. No, I can't be a part of that. And I said, I'm sorry, but I can't be a part of that. There's issues in the world that still needs to be talked about. And on my channel, we're still going to talk about these issues. They're not going to go away because of the tragedy that just happened. These issues are still here and they still need to be talked about. And so that's how that went. But I just wanted to say, you cannot entertain negativity. And we as people have to understand that we need to put as much positivity into the atmosphere where we're concerned, where our families are concerned, so that things will flow the way that they should. And if you entertain negativity, then negativity will follow you. And I refuse to entertain negativity. And that's why I make sure that with my podcast, I try to talk about positive things. I just don't do the whole negativity situations, okay? I'm not going to do that. And so basically, what I'm trying to say is we have a lot of things that's going on that we all need to be talking about. Okay, there's a lot of things that needs to be done right now in the world today. There's people that's homeless. There's people that's ill. There's children, that's being abused. There's children, women, kids that's being killed. There's people being kidnapped. It's just so much that we can do. You can't focus on one situation and run with it and want to argue with everybody, because you know what? You will be arguing for the rest of your life, because this time 10 years from now, those same people that's bad mouthing Mr. Bryant will still be doing it. Okay, that's just how it is. So you're going to dedicate all of your time to argue on social media or wherever you're arguing at over just some words that someone's out there saying. Just ignore it. Ignore it. You can't let that type of stuff consume you. And I definitely can't do it, and I understand that he didn't like the fact that I said I couldn't get involved in that, because that's not how my channel works. I'm not going to argue with anyone about anything they said, because they're not worth it. I'm not going to give anyone that type of power over me to have me arguing over some stupidity, so I'm not going to do that. But that's why I made this segment, because I just wanted to touch base on that, because I know that some people have been reading the comment that I made to him and the comment that he made to me. But some might agree with what I said and some might agree with what he said. But what I'm saying is everyone's life has to go on. You can't put your life on hold. Okay? You have to say a prayer for everyone and ask that all of the families find peace, and that, that these souls are able to be at peace and cross over and be at peace. Okay. And don't entertain anything else. Don't allow people to get you that upset that you want everyone to stop what they're doing and forget that there's other issues in the world today and argue about two people. And I also touch base on the fact that it wasn't just two people in a helicopter. It was a total of 9 people. And everyone really needs to stop making it seem like it was just 2 people in there. There were 9 people in there, women, children, men. Acknowledge everyone that was in there.